Part 58. Become a disciple of Taoist priest Four Eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 580. Chapter 568, 9 Sons of Heavenly Demon. Sister, why don't we kill the poisonous Moshe? Our cultivation is more than enough to deal with him, Fu Yuechi said unfairly. A poisonous mosh is nothing, but his master, old monster Xian Yuan, is indeed a master of the celestial immortal realm who has been famous for many years. He has many disciples. The strength of you and me alone is not his opponent, Fu Qingfeng said. Then we'll find our junior sister and master. If that doesn't work, we'll have our fourth and fifth junior uncles. Moon Pond. Fu Qingfeng, who frowned, interrupted his sister. Master asked us to go down the mountain to accumulate merit, not to let us overestimate our capabilities and cause trouble everywhere. If Master is always going to take action, then what does she want us disciples to do? Fu Yuechi also knew that her sister was right. But the poisonous Moshi does all kinds of evil. If he is not eradicated, the people near Kongtong will suffer a lot. Then you should practice hard and strive to advance to the heavenly immortal realm as soon as possible. Then, you and I, sisters, will join forces to completely eradicate the Xianyuan demon palace. Okay, listen to my sister. Sister, there seems to be a town ahead. Let's go and have a look. Seeing his sister jumping away, Fu Qingfeng nodded slightly. They had been traveling around with Master before, accumulating merit. Now that I have finally unblocked my cultivation, I go down the mountain alone for the first time. I am getting excited, so of course I want to take a walk. Shortly after the two left, 2 escaping lights flew from a distance. One of them is Zhu Mei, who came from Kinling Mountains. The other was an old man dressed in a flowery style carrying a big gourd on his back. Senior brother Zhu, they are inside. Zhu Mei nodded, thank you, junior brother Zy. The drunk Taoist shook his head. If nothing happens, I'll leave first. Zhu Mei knew that Zy Taoist would disdain such conspiracy and calculations, and he would not have set out to help unless Qi Shuming, the head of Yimei, personally passed the letter with his sword. Junior brother Zy, just go on your own. After the drunk Taoist put his head in his mouth, he didn't say much, stamped his feet, raised his sword, and quickly disappeared into the horizon. Zhu Mei's eyes flashed as she watched Dun Guan leave. There are nearly 20 second-generation disciples in Yimei, but not all of them agree with Qi Shuming's methods. Except for the traitorous Michenzi, Zen Master Xiaoyu is now under the sect of Patriarch Haha. Tai Shengziu, the dragon-slaying master who turned from Taoism to Buddhism, Zy Taoist, Wu Yuanzi, the Feng Guo Taoist, and even Bai Gai, his old friend who has been with him for many years, do not agree very much. But compared to Xiaoyu, they still follow Yimei's righteousness. Of course, Zhu Mei must be a die-hard supporter of Qi Shuming. In his opinion, as long as it's not something treacherous or evil, in order to achieve the goal, it's absolutely okay to do whatever it takes. As soon as he patted the magic bag on his waist, with a flash of aura, a figure of medium height, wearing a yellow robe, with a thin face and a hawk-like gaze appeared beside him. This man's name was Fangju, known as the Seven Evil Taoist. He was originally just a casual cultivator in the spiritual world in southern Shaanxi. Later, he was hunted down by Yimei, so he fled to Kongtong Mountain and took shelter under the old monster Xuanyuan sect. Zhu Mei spent a lot of effort to capture this person. The reason why he was chosen was because this person was the face of the naked sect Tishu, and the two of them worked together and committed all kinds of evil. Using him to start a fight can be considered a meritorious deed. Zhu Mei fluttered her hands, and the seal sank into Fangju's body. The latter's closed eyes instantly opened, and a ray of light flew straight towards the town ahead. This 3-corpse clone technique is really useful. There are many people cultivating the 3-corpse clones in the Shushan world, but they are much less magical than the second spirit. However, the second spirit requires a special treasure to entrust, and the conditions for cultivating the 3 corpse clones are much lower. Damned evil way, why don't you put the child down quickly? Angry scoldings resounded from the town. Zhu Mei was shocked. Success. Before he could be happy, he saw 3 superimposed portals suddenly appeared in mid-air. Accompanied by a bright silver-white aura, Fang felt instantly unable to move. Immediately after the black portal radiated light, Zhu Mei felt herself distracted and trembling, just wanting to throw herself into the portal. He wanted to self-destruct, but the silver-white aura was so magical that it directly froze his clone's mana and consciousness. Zhu Mei is also a ruthless person, so it would be exposed. Directly cut off the connection between his soul and the 3 corpse clones. He groaned, and his face instantly turned pale. Watching from a distance that the soul he had left in Fang Zhu's body was taken away, and his physical body was suppressed in the Azure Divine Gate, he looked unwilling. Fortunately, he always likes to make decisions before taking action, and he has also prepared a second method. According to this, 3,000 miles away, there is a desolate mountain depression that is narrow at the top and wide at the bottom. Hundreds of human and animal corpses are clustered around a large bluestone altar in the middle, covering an area of half an acre. There are 9 sacred pillars in the altar, and a black flag about 10 feet in size floats on each pillar. The evil energy is billowing on the black flag, and the yin energy is extremely strong. In the center of the altar sits a figure wearing a black robe, with 3 skulls biting on his left shoulder, a golden knife on his forehead, and a leather bag on his back. His arms are bare, his body is thin, his nostrils are pointed upward, and his eyes are one big and one small. How ugly he must be! What an ugly woman! As his handprints changed, the evil energy of the 9 black flags fluctuated like a tide. Suddenly, 9 fat and white children, who looked like 2 or 3-year-old children, rolled down from them, wrapped in evil energy all over their bodies, rolling in the evil energy with a smile. The woman removed the pocket from her back and patted it hard with her hand. In an instant, billowing black mist spewed out. The spirits of humans and animals loomed in the black mist, and there were probably no less than 1,000 of them. When the 9 children saw the black energy, their little faces instantly showed greed, they rolled on the spot, and instantly turned into 9 ugly monsters with red eyes, green hair, sharp teeth, thin and tall bodies. When he opened his mouth and inhaled, the evil spirit of the ghost turned into black mist and was swallowed into his mouth. It can be seen with the naked eye that the aura of the 9 demons is much stronger than before. After a quarter of an hour, the ugly girl put away her leather bag. Looking at the 9 sons' mother heavenly demon, who was showing his teeth and claws, full of hostility and demonic aura, he couldn't help but nodded with satisfaction. Just as he was about to put it away, a warning signal suddenly arose in his heart. His face changed drastically, and he stretched out his hand, and the 9 sons' mother demon's light shone brightly. Crack! Suddenly there was a thunderbolt in the clear sky, and dazzling electric flowers enveloped the surrounding areas. The 9 sons' mother heavenly demon formation was shaking endlessly, and the strong demonic energy was also refined by the thunder, and a lot of it was reduced. Boom boom! 3 or 4 more thunderbolts struck him down in succession. The formation of the 9 sons and heavenly demons began to churn instantly, and the flags shook endlessly, almost breaking. The ugly girl Tishu was going crazy when she saw the 9 sons' mother heavenly demon she had painstakingly trained for 3 months almost collapsed under the thunder blow. Damn bastard! The 3 skulls on the shoulders soared into the sky and instantly turned into 3 gods and demons with a height of 100 feet. Opening his huge mouth, 3 jets of green poisonous fire flew towards the figure wearing a blue robe overhead. The visitor laughed haha and shook his hand to reveal 3 yin thunder beads. The bursting thunder instantly blocked the poisonous fire. Witch of the naked cult, I will teach you a lesson today. The Taoist master will bring all the treasures with you in the future and then send you on your way. After saying that, he unfolded his escaping light, jumped into the sky, and flew straight to the northeast. Damn thief, don't leave. Tishu became angry and put away the 9 sons of heavenly demons, not even caring about the Dharma altar. He set up his escape light and chased after him. Sister, why are you always so depressed? We have caught an evil master. Yuechi, don't you feel it? Of course I can feel that this person has no soul and lacks soul. He is not the original person at all. He should be a clone, Fu Yuechi said. Although her cultivation level is not as good as that of Fu Qingfeng, it is still just one level away. After practicing for more than 200 years, she is also a monk of the 10th level of Yuan Shen. Naturally, you can notice something strange. Moreover, all the disciples of the Chongshan lineage who are able to go out to practice Taoism have passed the test of the human soul divine sex Tianzi and been tortured countless times by one of the illusions directed at the soul. All kinds of dramas of grievances and hatreds, and the dirty tricks used by poisonous people in the rivers and lakes were experienced one by one. Even those who are experienced in the world may not have more experience than them. If you know more, you can see abnormalities in many things at a glance. Fu Qingfeng nodded slightly and said, this person seems to have deliberately grabbed the child and led us to pursue him. It's a pity that he didn't expect the mystery of the 3 talents divine sect of my Chongshan lineage. There are various escape methods in the practice world. In terms of speed, no one can compare with the Huishan escape method of the Tianxiang divine section. Seeing his sister's proud expression, Fu Qingfeng smiled and nodded, but his brows quickly wrinkled. Yuechi, even so, we can't be careless the next time we face the enemy. The test of the human soul divine sect left a really deep impression on her. Okay, sister. No matter what conspiracy the other party has. With our cultivation and the treasures given by our ancestors, we can resist even if the gods come. If it doesn't work, ask Master for help. With Master's great supernatural powers and the teleportation array arranged in the cave with us, we will definitely arrive in an instant. Even the top Buddhist power in this world, Tianmeng Beimei, is no match for the Patriarch. Who else can't be dealt with by the Patriarch? So just relax. Fu Qingfeng thought that his sister's words were right, and he felt a little more relaxed. But due to her temperament, she will never be as careless and heartless as Fu Yuechi. Suddenly, the expressions of the 2 sisters suddenly changed. What a strong demonic energy! Fu Yuechi blurted out. Fu Qingfeng nodded cautiously. Sister, let's get rid of the devil. Fu Yuechi is eager to try. After feeling that the intensity of the demonic energy had not reached the level of the heavenly immortal realm, Fu Qingfeng nodded. The 2 of them jumped up and left the town in an instant. Zhu Mei, who was hiding outside the town, became excited when she saw this scene. Finally, it's worth all my hard work. Fight, fight, it's best to kill that witch Tishu with one strike. Become a disciple of Taoist priest 4 Eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 581. As soon as the Fu sisters arrived outside the town, they saw 2 escaping lights flying towards them like meteors. At first they were still far apart, but within a moment they were within 1,000 feet. Running in front was a middle-aged man wearing a navy blue robe. After seeing the 2 sisters, he quickly shouted. 2 Taoist friends, I am a disciple of the Wudang section. I just saw this naked witch in the Kilian mountains, using babies to sacrifice the 9 sons of heavenly demons. I lost a fight with her and fled here. I hope you 2 Taoists friends, please help us to get rid of this witch and eliminate a great harm to the spiritual world. 9 sons of heavenly demon. The Fu sisters were shocked. They have studied under Su Huang for more than 200 years, and what their master hates the most is the 9 sons mother demon. Looking at the ugly girl in black robe at the back, even without the phantom bronze mirror in her dantian, she could still see the extremely rich demonic energy on her body. Fu Yuechi opened his left hand, and a banana fan embroidered with the ice phoenix appeared in his hand. Which, watch your move. With his left hand, the aura of the banana fan surged, and in an instant, a mist-white cold current that was about to freeze his soul rolled over Taishu like an overwhelming force. When she made a move, both Zhu Mei in the secret and Taishu on the opposite side were instantly shocked. Taishu stopped escaping the light in an instant, and with a thought in her heart, a skull flew up from her shoulders, and instantly transformed into a 100-foot-long god with green hair and red eyes. The huge mouth opened, and the billowing jade fire and poisonous flames faced the incoming cold current. It's a pity that she underestimated the Wang Hua fan in Fu Yueqi's hand. More than 200 years ago, Su Junming mastered this top-notch spiritual treasure and gave it to his disciple Su Huang as a magic weapon for subduing demons and protecting the Tao. Later, after Su Huang achieved the wonderland of heaven, he gave it to Fu Yueqi. Fu Yueqi has been practicing for more than 200 years, and has long since practiced to unite his mind and spirit, and unite his soul and treasure. Before going down the mountain, with the help of Master Su Huang, the Dong Hua fan survived the catastrophe and became the master of immortal weapons. The power is dozens of times stronger. Now he takes action again, although it is just a small test, but it is not something that a god and demon in the Yuan Shen stage can stop. In an instant, the cold current crushed the green fire, and even sealed the skull in ice, and then continued to crush Tishu without stopping. The latter's expression changed drastically. He secretly said no. Not wanting to hide his clumsiness any longer, he waved his hand, and 9 black sacred flags soared into the sky from the bag of magic. The thick evil spirit spread thousands of miles. In the dark fog, there was a sudden sound of ha 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 ha, like the laughter of children, and then, 9 little guys with pink makeup, white and fat, who looked like 2 or 3-year-old children, clapped their hands and walked out. He 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 ha ha. The originally endearing child's voice seemed to exude a strange and extremely magical power when heard in the ears, making people feel hot all over. Their magic power was loose, and their souls were wandering. The middle-aged man who was standing nearby and watching, claiming to be a disciple of the Wudang sect, swayed and fell upside down from mid-air. It was obvious that he was harassed by the demonic sound, and his soul was powerless and he lost his consciousness. Zhu Mei, hundreds of miles away, was also affected by the 3 corpse spirits. His face suddenly changed, and he recited the Taishang Qingjing Sutra, trying his best to keep the spiritual platform clear. It took a long time to calm down. What a powerful 9 sons mother demon! He looked into the distance with lingering fear. Hey, how come they are not affected by the magic sound? Fu Qingfeng and Fu Yueqi were still standing steadily in the air, with strong magic power and no signs of frustration. This is because at the beginning of the fight, they activated the projection of the Sankei Shenmen in their danshan to protect themselves. The celestial elephant gate creates a layer of space around it to separate it from the real world. Unless this layer of space is broken first, no poisonous demonic sound can secretly invade it. Even if it can be broken with a sharp weapon, there is still the sealing power of the Ksatagarbha divine gate to resist it. The human soul divine gate protects the divine soul. Although this layer of protection is not the strongest method in their hands, but it is still possible to resist Taoism at the Yuan Shen level. Fu Qingfeng waved his sleeves, and a spiritual light flew down. He supported the Wudang disciple, placed him safely on the ground, and then turned to look at the 9 sons of heavenly demon array in mid-air. Her pretty face, which had always been calm, was now covered with frost. Under the influence of Master Nai, they also hated the 9 sons of heavenly demon array the most. I want to refine this magic formation. First, we need to find a very qualified woman to be the ghost mother, and then we are looking for 9 children with talents to be the ghost sons. The ghost mother gave birth to the ghost child, and after 3 years of cultivation, he became a 9-son mother demon. Once this magic array is born, its power can sweep through the nascent soul realm monks. With a little bit of practice, one can be comparable to the primordial spirit. If it can be continuously fed with the evil spirit of the ghost, it can easily be improved to a level comparable to ordinary immortal weapons. If you can use the souls of infants and young children to practice, your improvement will be faster. However, this kind of formation would harm Tianhe, and it would be extremely difficult to survive the calamity. Once it is overcome, it will be a supreme magic weapon with tyrannical power. It can be called the most superior existence among the many magic weapons of the demon sect. What can be compared to it is the former northern demon section, the current Wutai sect's treasures such as the 66 True Essence Gourd, the Godly Infant Sword, and the Tianmo Slaying Immortal Sword can be compared with very few treasures. As for the current southern demonic cult and the western demonic cult, they are just sects founded by the green-robed ancestor monk He Yang, who obtained some inheritance from the demonic cult and combined it with the heretical methods. Compared to the northern demon sect, Taicheng Mountain, Stone God Palace, Ashura Palace, and the Qinghai Tibet demon sect, these major sects of the demon sect are not even remotely inferior. Sister, this witch deserves to be killed. Fu Yueqi said bitterly. Fu Qingfeng, who is soft on the outside but strong on the inside, also has a frosty face at this moment. Yueqi, you and I will use the I-Soul Divine Light to kill this person in one go. He will escape the 9 sons of Heavenly Demon and hand it over to his mentor to resolve. Good. The two sisters shouted at the same time, and an ice blue bead as big as the mouth of a bowl flew up from the back of their heads. This bead is called the I-Soul Divine Bead, and it was originally a spiritual treasure given by Su Junming. Because it contains rich I-Soul essence, it was used to develop the I-Soul Divine Light. In an instant, the brilliance shines brightly. The I-Soul Divine Pearl turned into 100 feet of divine light, one on the left and one on the right, as if 2 huge mountains fell down. Although Tishuren is arrogant, as a disciple of Jupanpo, his cultivation has reached the perfection of Yuan Shen, and his experience in fighting is even more abundant. You can tell at a glance how extraordinary this divine light is. The remaining 2 skulls on the left shoulder, the 3 golden knives on the forehead, and the leather pockets on the back were all lifted up. In an instant, demonic fire and poisonous flames soared into the sky, and the extremely sharp sword energy penetrated the sky. Billows of magic smoke erupted from the leather pocket, and an extremely strong fishy smell spread out. Plus the 9 sons of Heavenly Demon who have been practicing for a long time. At this moment, Tisha could be said to have used all her means. However, no matter how many tricks she has, she is no match for the Fu sisters' I-Soul Divine Light. This Divine Light was developed according to the Great 5 Elements Divine Light ritual training method. Although it is not as powerful as the 5 elements coming out at the same time, it has a freezing coldness that dominates the world. It's just that the I-Soul Divine Light is extremely difficult to cultivate. The Fu family sisters have practiced hard for more than 200 years, but they still haven't been able to make it survive the catastrophe and achieve the world of ice. Even so, it is a powerful magical power comparable to that of immortals. With 2 rays of divine light, the 3 skulls and 3 golden knives disappeared instantly. Tisha was shocked. She has been practicing Taoism for hundreds of years and has never seen such a weird Taoist method. One face-to-face meeting took away the gods and demons she had practiced for hundreds of years, as well as the Azura golden sword. After urging the determination, the 2 treasures seemed to have disappeared into the sea, and there was no response. After the 2 divine lights took away the gods, demons, and Shura golden swords, they brushed them down again. Tisha was instantly frightened and quickly activated her escape technique, escaping into the distance as fast as she could. Humph, how can I let you escape? Fu Yueqi snorted proudly, stretched out his hand, and the phantom of the celestial elephant gate shone brightly. He stepped in, and when he reappeared, he was already in front of Taishu. The same is true for Fu Qingfeng. The 2 men raised their right hands to point swords, and the 2 divine lights were far away, like lightning passing through the air, instantly blocking all Taishu's escape routes. Huishan Taoism. He screamed in surprise, and just as he was about to turn around, the divine light of Bingso fell down. In an instant, the leather bag on her back and the banner of the 9 sons of heavenly demon god were taken away. Although she was heartbroken, Tisha still did not hesitate to abandon these 2 treasures that she had worked so hard on, and ran away. This time Tisha learned the lesson and didn't escape in a straight line, but instead ran left and right, up and down, making it difficult to know the direction. "Sister, give her another blow." Fu Qingfeng nodded. "I'll take care of you." "Good." The 2 sisters activated the celestial elephant gate again, and instantly appeared in front of Taishu in the shape of a horn, blocking her way. 2 divine lights were suspended behind his head. Fu Yueqi held a winter flower fan, and a sea blue flag appeared in Fu Qingfeng's hand. This flag is called the Dragon God flag, and it was originally the treasure of the Longjiang Shui tribe in the Liuzai world. After Su Junming destroyed the Longjiang Shui tribe, this treasure also fell into his hands. Because it was a water treasure, it was given to Su Huang. Su Huang gave it to Fu Qingfeng. She knew that her master didn't like the dragon clan, so she changed this flag to the green wind-controlled water flag. Just like Fu Yueqi's winter flower fan, after more than 200 years of painstaking training, it has now survived the calamity. "Become the master of immortal weapons." The 2 of them shouted in tacit agreement and shook the magic weapons in their hands at the same time. In an instant, hundreds of cold currents were like a big net, covering them from the right side. The sound of the waves was loud, and the infinite blue water turned into a powerful water net, covering it from the left. 2 large nets blocked hundreds of feet of void, making it difficult for Taishu to escape no matter how hard she flew. "Damn it, you think you're sure to win?" After shouting fiercely, Taishu pulled off the black iron talisman from her neck and crushed it into pieces. Thick black mist curled up, and at the same time, an earth-shattering aura bloomed. "Yueqi, be careful." Fu Yueqi looked serious, with a hint of fighting intent in his eyes. There are many immortals in the Chongshan lineage, so they naturally know what this aura represents. Divine consciousness transmission. "Sister, this woman has committed countless evil deeds as she practices the 9 sons of heavenly demon banner. We must not spare her." "I know, let's work together in a moment to destroy the Yuan Shen Shen talisman." At the stall where the 2 were talking, an old woman wearing a black robe, holding a dove staff, with chicken skin and white hair, and a sinister expression appeared next to Taishu. "You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Become a disciple of Taoist priest 4 Eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 582. Looking at the young woman across from her who was white and purple, extremely young and beautiful, as if she were a fairy pearl, and at the same time highly cultivated, the old woman showed a hint of surprise in her eyes. Especially the blue-white divine light floating behind the 2 people, as well as the flag and the fan in their hands, are not mortal objects. "Tishu, who are they?" "Probably a disciple of the Wudang section." Tisha didn't recognize them either, but she thought of the middle-aged man who hit her with the Yin Thunder Pearl earlier, claiming to be a Wudang disciple. These 2 women who worked so hard to avenge him must be from the same sect. Wudang sect? Can that old thief nun teach such an outstanding disciple? "Master, these 2 Wudang sect thieves took advantage of their disciples to refine treasures and used lightning to destroy my altar. Then they insulted my naked sect, and they were even more disrespectful to the master. Please take action to punish them." The old woman's expression turned cold. Although she knew that her eldest disciple's words must be fabricated, there is a saying that family scandals should not be made public. In front of outsiders, of course, one cannot say that one is not a good person. Even if you need to discipline him, you have to do it after returning to Taichen Mountain. Do you know me? Grandma Japan said directly to the Fu sisters. Who knows this old hag like you? Fu Yuechi is outspoken, and he hates Tishu for worshipping and practicing the 9 sons of heavenly demon, and he hates the house and the black bird, so naturally he has no good character. Jupanpo has always been proud and arrogant, with a narrow and vicious mind. Being refuted like this by a junior, his expression changed instantly. You bitch is looking for death. He raised his hand, and in an instant, endless black mist billowed, and black clouds thousands of feet high seemed to overwhelm mountains and seas. The ghostly energy inside filled the air, and it was earth-shattering. Fu Qingfeng and Fu Yuechi had long known that the immortals had extraordinary methods, but this move still shocked their hearts. Fortunately, they each had their own immortal weapons. Although they were surprised, they did not lose their fighting spirit. Yuechi, go all out. I got it, sister. The 2 sisters shouted loudly, and instantly released the restrictions on the Donghua Fan and the Qingfen water control flag. The 2 treasures' light increased greatly, and the powerful power of the fairy weapon burst out. The aura was more than 10 times stronger than before. Jupanpo's face changed slightly. She was just the incarnation of the soul at the moment and did not carry any treasure. If she faced 2 immortal weapons, she would definitely suffer. Disciple, bring me the human skin bag I gave you. Tisha's face changed slightly, and she said, this disciple is incompetent. The human skin bag, the 7 or 2 gods and demons of his destiny, and the 3 Shura knives were all taken away by those 2 cheap servants through secret means. What? Jupanpo's face suddenly changed. My mentor is so talented, it's really. Before he finished speaking, there was a storm on the other side. The powerful ice aura combined with the mighty water rolled over like a river bursting its banks. The 2 merge into one, and the power is instantly increased several times. The black evil spirit collided with the blue-white water flow fiercely. In an instant, there was a thunderbolt in the clear sky, and the sound shook thousands of miles. The entire sky is divided into 3 colors, black, blue and white. Zhu Mei, who was hiding in the distance and using secret techniques to peek, was stunned. Although he had known for a long time that the Fu sisters were amazingly powerful, it was only after seeing the duel in front of him that he realized that they were stronger than he imagined. Suddenly, a talisman in his arm started to beat. He quickly took it over and with a push of magic, the voice of the old soul-chasing old man by Gai I came over. Zhu Kaizai, the police have arrived. When will we set off? Zhu Mei's mouth felt bitter. According to his and Qi Shuming's plan, he secretly seduced the Fu sisters to fight Taishu, and then asked Bai Gai I and Zuch Jingguo to appear halfway and work together to repel Taishu. With Jupanpo's current temperament, she would definitely not dare to do anything to Imei, so as long as Taishu went back to cry and complain, she would definitely put the blame on Chongshan Academy. Neither the master nor the disciple is a fuel-efficient lamp. It is foreseeable that the conflict between Chongshan Academy and the Kaizhung sect, as well as the larger Taicheng Mountain demon sect behind the Kaizhung sect, will only become deeper and deeper in the future. In addition, Qi Shuming also planned to let the charming Zuch Jingguo have emotional entanglements with the Fu sisters and disrupt Chongshan Academy from within. In order to achieve this goal, Qi Shuming personally killed several yin-yang demonic monks and obtained a lot of secret aphrodisiacs, all of which were handed over to Zhu Mei. I was going to let him secretly poison me while Zuch police and I were getting together with the Fu sisters. With 2 methods, one internal and one external, Qi Shuming could be considered as having exhausted all his mechanisms. However, no matter how good the plan is, it cannot change quickly. Looking at the extremely fierce confrontation in mid-air, unless they, the 2 elders of Songshan, plus Zuch Jing and I take action at the same time, there is no way they can even try to compete with Po Jupan. This is an old devil who was the same generation as Master Chen Mei. He has acquired the true inheritance of the demon lord of Taicheng Mountain with all his magic skills, and his strength is astonishing. It's just that he was afraid of being discovered, and because he was too far away, he didn't see clearly that Jupanpo was not here in real form at all, but a clone of her soul. So I was very hesitant whether I should let the old man bring Zhuqing over. Because if the three of them take action at the same time and make the narrow-minded Jupanpo furious, they may end up sinking into the dark hell. That would be completely over. They are not Master Chenmei, and they have no ability to escape from the supreme secret treasure of the demon sect. Just when Zhu Mei was hesitating, a blue-white lightning flew in the distant sky. It was still far away when he saw it, but it was right in front of him in the blink of an eye. The spiritual light dissipated, and a female fairy wearing a white dress, with a cool temperament and powerful magic appeared in the air. As if aware of his prying eyes, the female fairy turned around and took a look. As soon as Zhu Mei's eyes met hers, she felt chills all over her body. He quickly looked away, his heart pounding. Too strong. This girl is definitely not a newly promoted immortal. Su Huang withdrew his gaze and did not pay attention to the Yimei disciple hiding in the dark. Master! The Fu sisters instantly became happy. After nodding slightly towards the two disciples, he turned to Jupanpo. The latter's expression was solemn, and the aura of the visitor was no worse than hers. Master, that ugly girl has done many evil things, so you must not let her go, Fu Yueqi said loudly. 9 sons of heavenly demon. A strong hatred rose from the bottom of my heart. His already cold expression instantly became even colder. Fellow Taoist, I am Jupanpo, the leader of the Kishan sect under Taicheng Mountain Gate. Before she could finish her words, a blue-white divine light shot up into the sky like light and electricity, and fell down instantly. Su Wang's eye-soul divine light is not comparable to that of two disciples. He has already achieved the immortal level divine light, although it is not as good as the great 5 elements divine light, which is invincible at the same level. But it is also the ultimate magical power in the realm of immortals. Master Jupanpo and his disciples had no chance to resist before they were brushed away by the divine light of Ice Soul. Tens of thousands of miles away, on the top of an extremely high mountain, sits a huge stone palace. The stone palace goes deep into the mountain, with hundreds of large and small palaces. On the futon in the deepest hall, an old woman sitting cross-legged groaned and opened her eyes instantly. A trace of blood gurgled down the corner of his mouth. Such a powerful magical power, who is that person? After some calculations, there was nothing gained because of the confusion of the heavenly secrets. No matter who you are, you must avenge your revenge for destroying my distraction and killing my disciple. Taking all the treasures with him, a ray of light flew out of the hall and flew straight to the north. Master! Fu Qingfeng and Fu Yueqi quickly flew over. Fu Yueqi shook his eye-soul divine light, and 9 black flags filled with evil spirits flew out. Because they lost their master, the divine flags also lost their previous fierce power. Master, this is the 9 sons of heavenly demon flag trained by the ugly girl priest. Su Huang stretched out his hand and felt the extremely rich yin qi and evil spirit, as well as the restrictions that were so familiar and hated in his memory, and the anger on his face became even more intense. The Fu sisters looked at each other and did not dare to say anything. They obediently waited aside with their hands down. They had never seen their master so angry. He took a deep breath and temporarily suppressed the anger in his heart. The naked cult master Jupanpo actually allowed her disciple to refine such an inhumane magic treasure. She really deserves to be killed. With a finger, Bingso divine light flew out, and soon he arrested a short old man who was dressed like a beggar and came over. At such a close distance, Su Huang Tianxian's mid-stage aura spread out, pressing down on Zhu Mei like a mountain. He never expected that he would be so unlucky that he would be caught thousands of miles away. Qing Cheng disciple Zhu Mei pays homage to Senior. After the Bingso divine light was released, Zhu Mei, who stood firm, quickly bowed and saluted. At this moment, he prayed in his heart that he must not let the other party know about his relationship with Ime, otherwise this female fairy, whose breath was churning as if she was extremely angry, might kill him with her hands. Do you know the location of the ashram of the naked cult master Jupanpo? No. Take me. Su Wang's words were concise, but his tone was extremely cold. Zhu Mei breathed a sigh of relief and nodded quickly. His purpose is to keep Chongshan Academy and the naked sect alive, and of course happily lead each other to Jupanpo's ultimate devil's palace. Become a disciple of Taoist priest 4 Eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 583. Su Huang, led by Zhu Mei, flew about 10,000 miles south. Dun Guang suddenly stopped. Senior. Zhu Mei didn't know why. He was not leading the wrong way. You hide aside, people are coming. Zhu Mei was stunned for a moment, but understood instantly. Jupanpo is well known in the entire cultivation world for her vengeance. Now that her eldest disciple has been captured and distracted, she will definitely come to take revenge in a fierce manner. Without saying a word, Zhu Mei jumped up and ran towards the distance. After running 1,000 miles, I still felt that it was not safe, so I stopped after retreating 1,000 miles. Zhu Chaozai, are you deaf? I've been calling you for a long time, and I didn't reply until I died. Bai Gai's angry voice came out from the sound transmission talisman. Stop shouting, I heard you. I thought you were dead. Bai Gai sighed and cursed. White dwarf, even if you die, I won't die. Also, don't let the guy from the police come over yet. Why? Zhu Mei recounted everything she had just seen. Facing that old monster Jupanpo, if you come here, you will die. Alas, it seems that fellow Taoist Chi's plan is going to fail. I can only say that half of it failed. From what you said, Fairy Ice Phoenix seems to hate the Nine Suns Mother Heavenly Demon very much, and Jupanpo is narrow-minded. If the two sides fight with each other, they will definitely fight to the death, Bai Gai said. Zhu Mei responded. Our hard work was finally not in vain. You stay there and watch carefully. The Ice Phoenix Fairy can beat the two old monsters like 11 Kong Tong Tian can decay and run away, so she must be extremely powerful. I just don't know that she and Jupanpo, an old witch who has been famous for many years in a fight, who wins and who loses, Bai Gai said. It's best for both sides to suffer losses, which is most beneficial to us in Ime, Zhu Mei said. Bai Gai did not continue this topic. When you have the results, remember to tell me. I understand, please comfort Zuch boy. Do not worry. You two also step aside. Yes, master. After Fu Qingfeng and Fu Yueqi responded respectfully, they simply retreated thousands of miles away. There was no trace of sloppiness. The countless illusion tests of the human soul divine sect had given them enough lessons. When their own cultivation was insufficient, they must not play with each other reluctantly. When the time comes, not only will you die, but the people closest to you will also be dragged down. Moreover, they have enough confidence that their master can win the battle. After the two left, a little black starlight flew from the southern sky. In the blink of an eye, the sound of emptying the air and tearing the sky apart was heard. Along with bursts of thunder and earth-shattering Xianyan evil energy, an old woman wearing a black robe, holding a dove staff, with chicken skin and crane hair, and a sinister expression appeared in front of everyone. In eyes. The person who came was unbearable to others, and his eyes were as sharp as an eagle's, and he looked directly at Su Huang. Are you Jupanpo? Exactly, who are you? Why are you in trouble with me? Jupanpo felt that the opponent's aura was not weaker than her own, and she was secretly vigilant in her heart, but did not rush forward rashly. My name is Su Huang, and I am the fifth disciple of Chongshan section. Jupanpo's face changed slightly. Who are you, true monarch Chongshan? That's the tutor. Hearing these words, Jupanpo's heart thumped and she instantly sank. Even though she rarely appeared in the practice world, it was impossible for her not to know about the big news that shocked the practice world after 10 years when true monarch Chongshan defeated Tianmeng Beimei in Kangmang Mountain and took away the purple Ying sword. Jupanpo inherited the authentic Taicheng Mountain inheritance of the demon sect and practiced for thousands of years to reach the middle stage of the heavenly immortal stage. Although there were many enemies, she still stood firm. She is proud and confident about her own cultivation. But even so, she had absolutely no confidence that she could win in a fight with a great man like Tianmeng who had become an Anagami Arhat in Buddhism. With such a master, ordinary heavenly monks would not want to mess with him. However, the opponent's sect is strong and tyrannical, and she, Tai Changshan, is not weak either. Even if true Lord Chongshan is your master, you can't rely on your strength to defeat my naked sect. Su Huang looked cold. All those who practice the 9 sons of heavenly demon. Everyone deserves to die. Stretching out his hands, a blue-white jade pipa appeared in his hands. Feeling the powerful aura on the pipa, Jupanpo's expression changed drastically. She raised her hand, and a black smoke shot up thousands of feet. In an instant, a small mountain-like skull appeared from it. The turbulent evil spirit turned into a thick barrier, blocking in front of him. Jupanpo's face turned ugly. This woman is crazy. Although the conditions for the 9 sons mother demon sacrifice are harsh and harmful to Tianhe, but the demon sect has many techniques that can harm Tianhe, including the 66 true energy gourd and the 12 heavenly gods and demons. Which one of them is not killing a lot of people? I haven't seen anyone come up to fight or kill the demon sect just because they practice these techniques. I will weigh 1 or 2 to see if it is worth it. But the woman opposite was obviously different. A 9-child mother demon made the other party very angry. He didn't even bother to talk back, so he started to attack immediately. Ding dong. Su Huang plucked the strings of the piano, and in an instant, an extremely bright spiritual light turned into a sky-shattering giant sword, and slashed towards Jupanpo with the force of wind and thunder. After that, his eyes were focused, his palms were clasped together, and the god and demon, who was ready to attack, opened his huge mouth, and the vast green flames and poisonous fire rushed towards the spiritual light overwhelmingly. When the two sides touched, it seemed as if the whole sky exploded. The mighty sound waves shook thousands of miles. The ice and snow in the surrounding mountains broke into pieces and collapsed, and the destructive momentum added another dimension to the battle. Ding dong, ding dong. Su Huang kept strumming the strings, and the powerful spiritual light turned into giant swords, like the Yangtze River, with an endless stream. Jupanpo's face was solemn, she no longer dared to hide her clumsiness, and used all her strength to activate the 3 owl gods and demons. 3 white skulls like hills spewed out poisonous fire flames to meet the sword light. The King's In Pipa was a Tao protecting fairy weapon given to Su Huang by Su Junming after he practiced it. Needless to say, it was very powerful. The sound of the piano can not only turn into a sound sword to kill enemies, but also has a magical effect of stimulating the mind. I didn't think before that once it lasts for a long time, it will make people dizzy and their magic power will stagnate. Boom! Shocking thunder. The 3 owl gods and demons were instantly knocked away. Jupanpo flew hundreds of feet upside down, her body's energy and blood surged, and her face turned pale. The sound of the piano is wrong. As an experienced fighter, her expression suddenly changed. I know how to confuse the gods and excite the souls. She shook her body and all her clothes were gone. The naked Jupanpo was as white as jade. She had a graceful figure, like a young lady, which was completely opposite to her skinny and fair-haired face. He put his palms up and stood upside down. In the blink of an eye, bursts of graceful dance unfolded, and countless soul-enchanting sounds sounded from Jupanpo's mouth. In conjunction with the dance, the power doubled. Su Huang has also been tempered by the human soul gate, and more than once. Like his two disciples, he had already released the projection of San Ke Shenmen to protect himself in the middle. Her cultivation has reached the fairyland, and the projection of the San Ke Shenmen she summoned is naturally more powerful than Fu Qingfeng and Fu Yueqi. Zhu Panpo's soul-enchanting demonic sound was very strong, but it could not break through the space barrier of the celestial elephant gate. Even if it is broken open, there is still a stronger Ksitigarba gate inside. The Ksitigarba divine gate blessed by the Haoshan mirror is a top-notch low-grade innate spiritual treasure that has completed the 12 spiritual prohibitions, and is extremely powerful. Looking at the naked Zhu Panpo, Su Wang's eyes showed deep disgust. The devil's ways are all disgraceful. While playing the king's in pipa to intensify the attack, the I-Soul divine light that had not been emitted flew away like lightning. Zhu Panpo had suffered from this divine light, so naturally she had taken precautions. As soon as the divine light flew in, 6 sides of black cloth with strong yin qi flew out of the body, catching the wind and instantly covering the sky, protecting itself in the middle. Swanyan divine screen. Zhu Mei's heart trembled in the distance. Everyone knows that Zhu Panpo has 6 magic treasures in her hands. The mysterious demon costume, the human skin pocket, the Swanyan divine screen, the 3 natal owl gods and demons, the 9-child mother demon and the red sunflower ball. As for the Rakshasa yin wind net and the blood flame fork, they are powerful if they are strong, but they cannot be called treasures to suppress the religion. Back then, Zhu Panpo used the 6-sided Swanyan divine screen to block Sheni Yutan's great Vajra palm. Originally, he thought this time it would be another fierce collision like before. Unexpectedly, as soon as the 2 sides touched, the divine light of I-Soul instantly brushed into the Swanyan divine curtain. What? Zhu Mei was shocked, and Zhu Panpo even changed her face in shock. How can it be? Looking at the icy blue divine light that swept away the Swanyan divine curtain, it was as if a huge mountain collapsed and fell again. Zhu Panpo gritted her teeth. A red shadow of the same size flew out of the dantian like lightning, turning into a surging river of blood in an instant. The strong fishy smell spread out and was nauseating. As a woman, Su Huang knew exactly what it was. The magic weapon refined from the essence and blood of the woman Tian Kui is the best at tainting human magic and spiritual treasures, but it is very disgusting in her eyes. As soon as the I-Soul divine light was activated, the strong ice and freezing air instantly sealed the surging blood river. Then he entered the ice world within the divine light of I-Soul. Even the Swanyan divine screen couldn't block the blue-white divine light, and Zhu Panpo didn't expect the weaker Chikui ball to be able to block it. I gave up this treasure just to buy myself some time. With a clap of his palms, a vast black divine light shot into the sky. There are bursts of magic sounds in the mouth. The 3 owl gods and demons who were competing with Su Huang King's in pipa next to him roared and rushed over. The moment he merged into the divine light, his aura became several times more powerful. A god and demon with a height of 3,000 feet, 3 heads and 6 arms, wearing black armor, holding a long knife, and filled with evil spirits appeared in the sky. Zhu Panpo stood naked on top of its head, staring at Su Huang opposite her. You bitch from the Chongshan sect, let me give you a taste of the power of my mystic demon god's costume. Su Huang looked cold. Vast ice aura spurted out from the body, accompanied by an extremely powerful aura, one head nearly 1,000 feet long. A giant bird with a chicken's head, a swallow's chin, a snake's neck, a turtle's back, and a fish's tail, all white in color, with a divine aura blooming all over it, appeared in mid-air. Phoenix, Phoenix. Zhu Mei's face was filled with disbelief. This was the first time he had seen this magical bird that could only be found in legends in hundreds of years of practicing Taoism. Become a disciple of Taoist priest 4 Eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 584. Call out. The phoenix chirps soaring into the sky, and in an instant, the wind is light and the clouds are light, the sky is clear and the sun is bright, and the world is peaceful. Soon, countless birds, hawks and falcons flew in and circled around the phoenix. Phoenix is the auspicious sign of heaven and earth, the king of birds. As soon as he was born, everything changed within thousands of miles. After regaining his original form, Su Wang's aura increased several times. The three-colored tail feathers of green, white, and blue on the back are several hundred feet long, each wrapped with the extremely rich aura of sun wind, ice cold, and sunflower water. While gently swaying, the sound of the mighty wind, the rolling tide, and the sound of freezing ice reached my ears. When Japanpo saw the phoenix opposite, she knew she was in big trouble. But at this time, she was unable to get off the tiger. She gritted her teeth and sat down with the three gods and demons. The three heads roared, and the 6 arms moved forward together. The surging sword energy spanned thousands of feet and slashed towards the phoenix. Looking at the sword light, a trace of disdain flashed in Su Wang's eyes. The three-colored tail feathers behind her swayed, and the sound of wind, water, and ice resounded throughout the sky. The 3 colors of green, white, and blue divine light seemed like the rising sun, filling the entire sky in an instant. The vast 3-color divine light drowned everything. The 3 powerful gods and demons were actually powerless to resist under the 3-color divine light. A black mysterious light fled into the distance like lightning. The ice phoenix in the air shook its body and turned into a human body again. The phantom of the celestial elephant gate flashed beside her, and it instantly crossed 100 miles and arrived in front of Japanpo. With a finger, the silver-white aura of the Ksatagarbha divine gate surged. A thick silver-white beam of light swept across. Japanpo, who was running desperately, wanted to turn around because her speed was too fast, but it was already too late. But she definitely didn't want to try that silver-white mysterious light. The battle just now had completely frightened her. He stretched out his hand and pointed, and 9 blood flames flew towards him. But it's just Lingbao's blood flame fork, and of course it can't block the divine sealing light of Ksatagarbha divine sect. But Japanpo doesn't have any good treasures anymore. The human skin bag and the 9 sons of heavenly demon were given to his disciple Tishu. The mystical demonic armor, the 3 fateful owls, the Swanyan divine curtain and the red sunflower ball have all been taken away by the enemy. Now I can only use the blood flame flying fork to ward off the disaster. As soon as the flying fork collided with the silver-white aura, it seemed as if it was instantly trapped in a quagmire, unable to move. Even Japanpo's spiritual consciousness left in it was instantly blocked. Feeling dark in his heart, he quickly used the flying fork to throw away the blood flames. After a moment of emptiness, he changed direction. Silver-white aura, a white aura 10 feet thick, flew past her temples. But before she had time to be happy, hundreds of silver lights shrouded the sky like a giant net. Mysterious demonic palm. Infinite demonic energy flew out of the body, turned into a giant palm 100 feet long, and struck straight into the air. The mystic demon palm is also a slightly powerful secret technique in the 9 turns of mystic demon scripture that she has been studying. Unfortunately, it is not sealed under this giant net. There was also a vast 3-color spiritual light, brushing over from top, middle, and bottom in 3 directions. Japanpo, who had just almost fallen under the 3-color spiritual light, certainly knew how tyrannical it was, but she had no choice but to find that the opponent possessed the secret technique of Hu Tian, so it was extremely difficult to escape. Her expression changed rapidly. Seeing that there was no way in the sky and no way in the earth, Japanpo gritted her teeth. Shaking his hand, he threw out everything in the magic bag. You don't want to block the opponent, you just want to get a little time to perform Taoism. His hands were like wind curls, and the aura wrapped around his fingertips was getting stronger and stronger. Su Huang saw it in her eyes, and she also knew the importance after experiencing the human soul divine sect. He stretched out his hand and pointed, and the second orange gourd among the gourd vines wrapped around the human soul door suddenly turned into a copper bell. In an instant, a bell sounded that was not grand, but penetrated directly into the soul. The sound of soul-destroying bells swept across. Ju Panpo's 3 souls and 7 souls were instantly knocked down. The 3-color divine light flew over and took her into it. But a black divine pattern was left on the spot. This divine pattern is so mysterious that even the tyranny of the 3-color divine light cannot be taken away. Su Huang frowned, pointed at the Ksatagarbha divine gate, and a powerful sealing aura shrouded it. The black divine pattern has not completely solidified, and is still sucking in the surrounding spiritual energy, slowly transforming. It's a pity that my Ksatagarbha divine gate is just a projection, otherwise I would have been able to seal this black divine pattern. Since he couldn't suppress it, Su Huang was not willing to waste his mana. After retreating 1,000 feet, he withdrew his magical power and watched cautiously. Without the suppression of the black divine pattern, the speed of change increased countless times. In the blink of an eye, the divine pattern that absorbed enough spiritual energy turned into a black hole 3 feet in diameter. The deep black hole seems to lead to the underworld of hell. Even from a distance, you can hear the wails and cries of the innocent souls inside. The thick yin qi slowly dispersed, and streaks of green frost stained the surrounding space of 100 feet. Su Huang clearly sensed that an astonishing will was flying rapidly from the black hole. Soon, a middle-aged man wearing a black cloak, tall and thin, with a slightly pale face floated out of the hole. After looking around for a moment, his eyes turned to Su Huang. Kinja's gaze made her heart tremble. A heavy pressure rushed into my heart. You caught the little bird. Su Huang guessed that the little bird in this person's mouth was probably Ju Panpo. Although this person is strong, there is no way for her to let go of the demon cultivating the 9 sons of heavenly demon. Secretly summoning mana, the 3-color divine light shines, and the Sankey divine gate protects the whole body, secretly on guard. It's rare that there is a phoenix in this world. I don't want to take action against you, so let him go. The commanding tone made Su Huang frown. Everyone who practices the 9 sons of heavenly demon deserves to die. Haha, another idiot who has been brainwashed by the righteous way. Heaven and earth are unkind and regard all things as stupid dogs. Humans, demons, beasts, even grasshoppers, insects, and all living creatures are all the same in the eyes of heaven. Even if you kill Yingye and your hands are full of blood, so what? As long as you are strong enough, you will be better than millions of ants and mortals in the way of heaven. Su Wang's face was filled with frost. You are indeed a devil. Demon? Haha, of course I am a demon. Therefore, I abandon the human way, practice the devil's way, and follow the way of heaven, and I will be honored in this world. After the wild laughter stopped, he looked at Su Huang again. Become my disciple, and I will teach you the Supreme Magic Sutra and make you the strongest magic phoenix in this world. The human soul gate shines brightly, blocking out the demonic sound that implies bewitchment. Hey, this treasure is really good. It's a pity that it's not the real thing. When he reached out and grabbed it, billowing demonic energy surged out from the black hole in an instant, turning into a giant palm several thousand feet high, and grabbed Su Huang straight down. Su Huang's face was tense, and the power of this palm far exceeded hers. Just about to block the blow with all his strength and retreat. Suddenly, surrounded by vast golden and red auras, a golden spear thousands of feet long, like a pillar of heaven, crashed down. Boom! In an instant, it felt like billions of tons of explosives exploded. The heaven-holding devil's palm was smashed to pieces by the golden spear. The demon lord is a senior who has been enlightened for many years, so why bother arguing with a junior? The mighty sound waves shook thousands of miles. The extremely rich golden red glow, like the newborn sun, filled the entire northern sky. Surrounded by the endless glow, a tall young man with golden red flames all over his body strode forward. In the blink of an eye, he walked 1,000 feet away and arrived at the scene. He stretched out his hand, golden light flashed, and a 2-foot-long golden gun flew into his hand. Su Huang meets his mentor. After smiling at her and nodding, Su Junming looked at the middle-aged man standing out of thin air not far away. The demon lord has gained many years, so why bother with a junior? The middle-aged man looked up and down with great interest, then smiled and said, "Are you the master of this little phoenix? Good. I've seen a lot of people who practice both martial arts and martial arts, but this is the first time I've seen someone who can practice martial arts to the level of a low-ranking military commander, and whose magic power has reached the peak of immortality." Su Junming smiled lightly and didn't say much. "May I have your name?" "Junior Zhenjun Chongshan." "Do you know who I am?" "The Patriarch of Taicheng Mountain, Demon Lord Sima Ling." There was a strange light in the middle-aged man's eyes. "I didn't expect that after so many years, someone would still remember my name." Su Junming didn't say much. After he came to this world, the first thing he knew was what masters were here. Not to mention the 6 monsters of the universe, several big bosses of the demon sect, especially the Patriarch of Taicheng Mountain, Sha Shen Tongzi, Old Monster Xingziu, and Ancestor Honglian. These founders of the demon sect who can ascend but have not ascended, are the top priority. Especially the Patriarch of Taicheng Mountain. It is said in Shu Mountain that he only left seclusion once in 720 years. He gave Ju Panpo 3 scriptures and asked her to found the now famous naked sect. As for Ju Panpo's senior brother, Monk Chuan Xian, he is also a great master in the demon cult. However, because he has been practicing in West Kunlun and rarely comes to the Central Plains, not many people except the older generation know about him. Since you know who I am, let the little bird go. I cherish my talent, so let's forget about it this time." Su Junming smiled lightly. "If the founder comes here in person, I will offer Ju Panpo's soul with both hands. Now it is just a distraction. I am sorry that I cannot agree." The middle-aged man's eyes flashed. "You can actually see through my magic of demon incarnation." With the bronze mirror in his danshan, Su Junming could naturally see clearly that the Patriarch of Taicheng Mountain in front of him was just a ball of soul and had no soul. "Haha, it seems that you have some magical powers, no wonder you can teach such a disciple. But..." Boom! The extremely thick evil spirit rose into the sky, like an erupting volcano. The black evil energy surged like an angry tide, squeezing crazily in all directions. Boom! The golden red chi and blood exploded like billions of tons of explosives. The surrounding temperature rises crazily, as if you are in the Earth's fire magma. Black and red, it looked like 2 giant bulls thousands of feet high, crashing into each other. The surging strength was released, evaporating the air in an instant and causing little wrinkles to appear in the space. The black evil spirit and the golden red blood were entangled together, colliding and strangulating each other. Although it was just a competition of momentum, it revealed an unspeakable cruelty. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Become a disciple of Taoist priest 4 Eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 585. Hey! The two of them shouted at the same time. Sima Ling fired a palm in the air, and Su Junming punched out slowly but quickly. The energy that had been gathered to the extreme suddenly dispersed, and a giant black palm 5,000 feet high suddenly appeared in mid-air, as well as a golden red giant fist of the same size. Boom! After the loud noise that seemed to open up the world, a cloud of golden, red, and black clouds covered thousands of miles in radius. The strange celestial phenomena shocked the entire northwest cultivation world. Su Junming flew back 100 feet, his energy and blood boiling all over his body, making it almost difficult to control. He has never had such an experience since becoming an immortal. At that time, Lord Huosang, who was sweeping his eyebrows, almost overpowered his opponent even though the fight lasted a long time. This time was different. He didn't take any advantage in the duel just now. The same happened to Sima Ling, the founder of Taicheng Mountain on the opposite side. He was blown hundreds of feet away and his body was scattered. He was obviously also seriously injured. After squeezing his fingers to stabilize the magic power in his body, Sima Ling looked directly at the tall man opposite him who was full of vitality and blood and holding a golden gun. His eyes were slightly narrowed, with a dangerous glint in his eyes. Not to be outdone, Su Junming raised the golden gun, his eyes gleaming like two rays of cold lightning. After a long time. Haha, okay, okay. I didn't expect that after that kid Ren Shao ascended, a figure like you would appear in the spiritual world. It seems that this time I am out of seclusion, my ancestor will no longer be lonely. With a wave of his sleeves, a black space channel appeared behind him. Rolling evil spirits spurted out from it. He looked deeply at Su Junming. Ancestor, I remember you. After that, the light disappeared in the passage. Seeing him leave, Su Junming breathed a sigh of relief in his heart, collected his energy and blood, sealed his magic power, and the earth-shattering momentum gradually disappeared. Master! Su Huang flew over. He waved his hand to interrupt her. Let's talk about it when we get back. Su Huang nodded. The two joined the Fu sisters and disappeared in mid-air. Zhu Mei, who was thousands of miles away, took off her protective heavenly escape realm and let out a long sigh as she looked at the dark clouds and the hot breath that had not dissipated in the air. True Lord Chongshan is indeed well deserved, and his cultivation is really strong. No wonder he can make Zen Master Tianmeng give in. But who is that man in black robe? Is he actually so powerful? Zhu Mei has been practicing for hundreds of years, and now she is only one step away from becoming an earth immortal. In the past, she considered herself one of the two elders of Songshan Mountain, and was quite proud of herself. Only now did he know that there were many seniors in the world of cultivation who had become immortals for many years, and his level of cultivation was simply not enough in front of others. When I go back today, I will go into seclusion and practice. I will never leave seclusion until I can survive the 4 or 9 heavenly tribulations and become an earth immortal. When Su Huang started fighting with Ju Panpo, he attracted the attention of many cultivators around him. The fight between Su Junming and the patriarch of Taicheng Mountain shocked tens of thousands of miles and attracted even more people. Especially the nearby Kongtong Mountains, Kilian Mountains, Kinling Mountains, and other places. Looking at the golden red clouds in the distance, Mosh, the poisonous hand wearing a red robe, looked shocked. Master, who are those two people? They are so powerful. Next to him stood a tall old man wearing a yellow cloak with a majestic aura. He is the famous Dharma King Xian Yuan in the evil section. He is currently cultivating in 11 Kongtong and has just been released from seclusion. I don't know him either. But I heard from your patriarch that Ju Panpo's master is the patriarch of Taicheng Mountain, and his Taoist name is Muluo Zhenjun. His demonic power reaches heaven and earth, and even he doesn't dare to look down upon it. This person is actually so strong. Poison Hand Mosh was shocked. He has been practicing Taoism for hundreds of years under Dharma King Xian Yuan. Although he has never met his master, the 7 evil lords, he has heard from his master about his glorious achievements in those years. Among them, the one that master is most proud of is the Battle of Fishing in Aoji in the East China Sea. The 3 ancestors of Yimei, including Daiwan Zhenren, Quosenzi, Lianshan Master, Iron Drum Immortal Zhou Meng, Tianyi Golden Mother, Bliss Zhenren Li Jingxiu, Kongchuo Zen Master and other 8 or 9 immortals, besieged the ancestors to check Zhuangying, but he, an old man, escaped calmly. Every time he thought of these, Poison Hand Mosh felt proud. So what about Yimei? He is also a famous teacher. And his ancestor is stronger than their ancestor. It's just that King Xianyuan never told him that although Jia Xuangying escaped unharmed, Luohun Island, which was powerful at that time, was beaten to pieces. Except for King Xianyuan, everyone died in Diaoyiji. Taicheng Mountain is one of the ancestral palaces of the demonic way. It has been thousands of years since Lord Mo became a Taoist, and his magical power is naturally tyrannical. But you don't have to worry. It is said that this gentleman will only come out of seclusion once every 720 years. As long as you don't provoke him when he comes out of seclusion, your life will not be in danger. All the disciples quickly responded yes. King Xianyuan frowned slightly. The man who fought with true Lord Mo is not weak. Do you know who he is? Next to him, a young man wearing a pink robe and holding a folding fan, like a jade-faced gentleman, said respectfully. Master, this person's name is Su Junming, the true lord of Taisha Chongshan Mountain. As soon as he was born, he fought with the god Nefenchuo in Biang Mountain for 3 days and 3 nights, and won with one move. Later, a sect called Chongshan Academy was established in Chang'an City. A few days ago, there was a rumor in the cultivation world that this person defeated Tianmeng and Beimei, 2 great monks, in Kangmang Mountain. He took the purple Ying sword, the treasure of the Imei sect, and promised to let Imei disciples go there in 10 years. Chang'an Chongshan Academy asked him to get the sword. In addition, this person also has a junior brother named Tai 5 Virtues True Lord, who is also extremely powerful. Beheaded the demon corpse Gu Chen in the Kangmang Mountain, beat the red-haired ancestor to shame, and even managed to hold on for 3 hours under the attack of Tianmeng and Beimei. This person is also the third master of Chongshan Academy. Third master? Exactly. Lord Wuyan nodded quickly. In other words, there is at least one second master of the same level in Chongshan Academy. Perhaps, but this person has never appeared in the world of cultivation. The disciples and grandsons under their command are extremely extraordinary. The one who just captured and killed Zhu Panpo was the 5th disciple of Chongshan True Monarch Su Junming, Ice Phoenix Fairy Su Huang. In addition, above her, there is a senior brother, the bearded swordsman Yan Chixia, and a senior sister Kongsang Fairy Jiao Shaoxin. The former captured Bamang Mountain underworld Saint Su Wan and almost wiped out the ghost world in Bamang Mountain. The latter was based in the south of the Yangtze River and had countless medical skills. He even killed Wutupo, one of the 4 evils in Bianshan, and Luofu. There are nearly 100 evil monks in the mountains and Yandang Mountains. These 3 people are very famous, and they are all powerful enough to achieve the status of Earth Immortal. In addition, under the 5 virtues True Monarch, there is also a direct disciple Zhuge Wolong. Although this person is not as good as the above 3, he has defeated the 5 poison heavenly kings Batuo in a battle at Baiman Mountain, and his strength is not bad. However, no one has ever seen the first and second disciples of Lord Chongshan. King Xianyuan nodded and looked at the black-red sky in the distance. Although he had never met Yan Chixia and Jiao Shaoxin, looking at Su Wang's method of capturing Zhu Panpo just now, he knew that the cultivation and magic power of these 3 people were not inferior to his. What's more, there is a more powerful ancestor behind him. Don't provoke people from Chongshan Academy unless you have no choice. After Master Kishao Zhenjun ascended to the heavenly palace, King Xianyuan, who had lost his great support, did not want to provoke those powerful sects anymore. Disciple, obey. Everyone responded quickly. Even if His Holiness Xianyuan didn't tell them, they would not dare to provoke the people from Chongshan Academy. There are too many big guys in this family, and if you pick just one of them, you can sweep them all away. With the support of my wife and the pressure of money for milk powder, Dong Gren has added another chapter. If you readers have monthly tickets or recommendation tickets, please give me a few more. Dong Gren will be grateful. In the past few days, I will write as long as I have time, and try to update 3 times. Become a disciple of Taoist priest 4 eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 586. It was not just Master Xianyuan who was shocked by this battle. Thousands of feet above the snow-capped mountains beside the southern river, two old monks were sitting cross-legged. Amitba. Senior brother, is that the patriarch Chongshan? Wearing a slightly worn jute monk's robe, the thin old monk, with a faint golden light shining on his upper body, looked into the distance and said, "Good." The old monk who spoke was dressed in a clean old blue cloth monk's robe. His forehead was slightly protruding, his eyebrows were lowered to the corners of his eyes, and his expression was solemn. "This person is indeed as my senior brother said, his martial arts are extraordinary. However, it is really unexpected to be able to tie with the incarnation of the old demon of Taicheng Mountain." After Monk Tianmeng nodded slightly, "The killing of the immortals is approaching, and experts from these alien sects have also appeared one after another." Glanced at him. "Senior brother is very worried, but are you worried that the situation will change?" "Junior brother Zhi Gong knows my heart well. Now that the world is in chaos, it is no longer possible to predict the way forward. If the great prosperity of Imei is affected, I am afraid that most of the merits of my 1,000-year plan of Buddhism will be lost." The light yellow light in Zen Master Zhi Gong's eyes was a bit more intense. "So, senior brother is planning to let me go out and deal with the true Lord Chongshan together?" Monk Tianmeng shook his head. "True Lord Chongshan is a righteous and powerful person with profound merits. We, the Buddhist sect, will definitely not take action against him. However, if he falls into the hands of the evil spirits such as Patriarch Taichengshan and Shashen Tongzi, we, the Buddhist sect, will definitely avenge him. At that time, you and I will personally come forward to bring him into Buddhism." Zen Master Zhi Gong smiled and nodded and said, "What senior brother said is exactly what I thought. True Lord Chongshan has profound merits and virtues, and he is even better than us. Only by entering my Buddhist door can you achieve the highest merits." The two brothers looked at each other and smiled, full of affection. Monk Tianmeng frowned slightly. "How long will it take before Lord Mologo comes out of seclusion?" "Less than 2 dozen. Liang Jiazi, it's okay. Although the 2 armors are constant, for those who have become immortals, the 2 armors are not enough to cause a rapid change in their cultivation. In this way, as long as true Lord Mologo comes out of seclusion, the fall of true Lord Chongshan will not be far away. Although this great master of the demon cult has never ascended. But he who is in charge of the Black Hell is more powerful than the 7 evils god Lord Cha Shuangying and the Lord of the Stone god Palace Yuquan. Among Buddhists, the only one who can stop this generation is Zen Master Zunshen, who has achieved the state of Anagami Arhat for many years. Among the Kinling Mountains, there is an inconspicuous top of a hill. 2 short old men sat opposite each other. "Well." Looking at the sighing old man, Bai Gai frowned and said, "What's wrong with you?" "The cause and effect relationship between the Chongshan lineage and Taicheng Mountain has been successful. As for police me, there will be another chance in the future. In general, fellow Taoist Chi's plan is considered successful." Zhu Mei shook her head. "It's not that simple. There are 3 stone gates beside the Fu sisters, which are rare treasures. I have seen with my own eyes that Taishu's various Taoist techniques are difficult to get close to. And they are vigilant enough that the chance of doing something secretly is very slim. The most important thing is that the cultivation of these 2 people is not much weaker than ours. It is extremely difficult for me to be a hero and save the beauty, and then build a relationship between the 2 parties." Bai Gai frowned slightly. "There are other female disciples who are direct descendants of Chongshan section. We can change them. Maybe. However, I plan to go back to Qingcheng Golden Whip Cliff for seclusion. I will never leave seclusion until I become an earthly immortal." His expression was firm and his tone was resolute. Bai Gai knows his old buddy. It was obvious that he was quite stimulated this time. Also, if he was easily captured many times and almost manipulated, The pride in his heart would not allow him to do it again next time. The best way to avoid being humiliated is to improve your strength. Let's go together. I'm also going to take a good retreat and break through my current state. The two of them have stayed in Yuan-Shen consummation for a long time. Previously, they did not go through the 4-9 heavenly tribulation just because they lack some external skills. Nowadays, the catastrophe of the immortals is approaching, and capable people and strangers appear frequently. If they don't become immortals, no one will care about the two elders of Songshan. Snow Phoenix Valley is located deep in the Tianshan Mountains, surrounded by thousands of tall snow-capped peaks. If you only look at it from the outside, you won't be able to see the secluded small valley below. Su Junming looked at the lush valley in front of him, with flowers in bloom and hundreds of birds gathering, and sighed in his heart at the magic of nature. I didn't expect that among these thousands of mountains, in a desolate, cold, and miserable land, there would be such a bright and beautiful valley. This is all thanks to 8 ants. If she hadn't led the way, I wouldn't have been able to find such a good place to practice, Su Huang said. It's just a valley. Compared to my mentor helping his disciples escape from difficulties, the great kindness of preaching is nothing. Denbago, who was dressed in purple palace clothes, said with a respectful expression. Haha, little Huang you have gained a good and filial disciple. A rare smile appeared on Su Wang's face. After getting along for many years, she was quite satisfied with Denbago as her disciple. Excellent qualifications, amazing perseverance, and good character. Although he was born in an evil way, his foundation was extremely solid. After turning to the Chongshan Yuanyang scripture, he made rapid progress and quickly returned to his original cultivation level. Using the snow soul bead as the foundation, he developed the I-Soul divine light inherited from Su Wang's lineage. Coupled with the Chedai divine needle and the spirit sealing jar given by Su Junming back then, his strength is no worse than that of early disciples such as Fu Qingfeng and Fu Yueqi. Thank you, Patriarch, for the compliment. Su Junming nodded and waved. You go down first and I'll tell your master something. Yes, disciple, resign. Denbago turned around and walked out of the room. After she left. Tell me the whole story of your fight with Ju Panpo. Su Huang nodded and told the whole story. It turns out to be the 9 sons of Heavenly Demon. Su Junming suddenly realized. Su Wang's predecessor, Zitong, was born with a phoenix life. However, after being killed by people from the White Lotus sect, her soul was used as the ghost mother among the 9 sons of heavenly demons. He suffered nearly 100 years of soul refining in the White Lotus sect and Chukave's treasure yin swallowing jar. After finally being rescued by Su Junming, he was reincarnated into the body of a phoenix, so he hated the 9 sons mother demon very much. Su Huang waved his sleeves, and 9 black flags and an ebony token appeared in front of him. It is the 9 sons mother heavenly demon. The 9-faced black flag carries the 9 sons, and the ebony token prohibits the ghost mother. As long as the ghost mother is controlled, there is no fear of the devil's disobedience. Please also ask Master to use his magical powers to save these poor children and women. Su Huang Buletin Jinghun said that although he could destroy the 9 sons of heavenly demon, he couldn't get rid of the demonic energy in the body of the demon mother as quickly as Su Junming. The sooner we clear away the evil spirit, the sooner these poor people can be liberated. Su Huang, who was well aware of his suffering, asked his master for help. Su Junming defeated the 9 sons of heavenly demon and knew the refining method better, so he agreed and started directly. With a wave of his right hand, several rays of spiritual light rolled up the 9 mother heavenly demon flags. With his spiritual consciousness soaked in, he briefly understood it and discovered it. This 9 sons mother heavenly demon banner has the same sacrificial techniques as the 9 sons mother heavenly demon banners that he knew in the Chinese world when he first became enlightened. However, this heavenly demon banner ceremony is more profound and powerful. Especially the 9 devils, Each one is equivalent to a monk with perfect soul. If it weren't for Fu Qingfeng and Fu Yueqi's ice soul divine light, which was made from a 120,000-mile-long ice world, I'm afraid they wouldn't be able to suppress it. Su Junming stretched out his hand and grabbed it. Accompanied by the strong evil spirit of the ghost, 5 men, 4 women, and 9 fat little babies flew out from the magic flag. The devil is most sensitive to qi and noticed the powerful aura on Su Junming's body. These 9 little guys were trembling, with expressions of begging for mercy on their faces. Something moved in my heart. A black and white millstone about 10 feet in size appeared in mid-air. GG. The powerful aura emanating from the millstone made the devils scream in fear. Su Junming made seals with both hands, and the millstone emitted a faint black and white aura, and began to spin. In an instant, a tyrannical force of devouring enveloped the devils, and thick evil spirits, the power of 7 emotions and 6 desires, and soul essence flew out of their bodies. It flies into the millstone and is continuously ground and decomposed. This black and white millstone is Renwuji's natal spiritual treasure, the Yin-Yang Great Mill. Because the grade of this big mill is too high, it is a mid-grade innate spiritual treasure. It is precisely because the level is too high that after Renwuji got it, he practiced it for more than 200 years. Now he has only just mastered it as a projection, and it is still very early to mature. Even so, the current power of this treasure is no less than any low-grade innate spiritual treasure. Su Junming borrowed this treasure's projection, and its power is naturally very powerful. Not to mention the demons at the level of the 9 souls, even the ghost mother who is locked in the ebony token and has reached the fairyland can still be turned into dregs. Feeling that his strength was declining, the devil who looked pitiful just now rolled on the spot and turned into a devil with 9 green hair, red eyes, copper bell eyes, a sky-turned nose, and a wide mouth full of steel teeth. Roaring, struggling, trying to pounce on Su Junming and Su Huang. With his hands forming seals, Su Junming calmly looked at the scene in front of him. After practicing for nearly 300 years, he has seen countless demons and ghosts. The scene in front of me is really too ordinary. The power of the innate spirit treasure is extremely powerful, even if it is just an innate spirit treasure that is far from mature. In less than half an hour, all the demonic energy in Mozi's body was exhausted. There were only 9 naked but unlucky children around 2 or 3 years old left in the field, crying loudly. "Master, what should we do with these 9 children? They were children with excellent talents, but now they have swallowed countless soul essences, and their souls are even more powerful. As long as they are paired with a good body, they are rare talents for cultivation." Su Huang nodded. The 9 Sons Mother Heavenly Demon Banner is powerful and its level can be improved quickly, but the conditions for its training are also extremely demanding. The 9 sons must be sons of pure Yang or daughters of pure Yin. However, there is only one son of pure Yang and a daughter of pure Yin. Each one is a good material for cultivation. Become a disciple of Taoist priest 4 Eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 587. Su Junming stretched out his hand and the 9 little guys who were at a loss instantly fell into coma and were sent into the Tiangong divine furnace. After devouring the souls of too many people, although the innate soul is more powerful, it also contains countless impurities. Therefore, if you want to fully use it for your own use without leaving any future troubles, you still need to practice a lot. Su Junming's Gongshen furnace contains innate cold fire, which is most suitable for soul refining. After quenching the impurities and condensing the truth, and then sending them to the world of Chongshan to reincarnate, there will definitely be 9 outstanding disciples under the Chongshan Academy in the future. Looking at the last ebony token, even without a bronze mirror, I could sense that it was filled with evil energy and that the ghost mother had already given birth to the relics of the demon. The remaining one is a bit troublesome. After thinking for a moment, Su Junming stretched out his hand and the human soul gate flew out of the danshan. The second orange gourd entwined in the Shenmen gourd vine turned into a copper bell with a flash of inspiration. In an instant, the soul-destroying bell rang. The ghost mother who was struggling fiercely in Wumu instantly became sluggish. The first red cord on the gourd vine turned into a thick soul-retaining rope, flying into the ebony wood like lightning, and captured the ghost mother's demonic soul. Without the demon body and the demon bone relics, the ghost mother has lost 70% to 80% of her abilities. He reached out and grabbed it, and a young woman wearing a black dress, with a pale face full of veins and a ferocious but dull expression flew out from the token. Su Junming volleyed, and the woman shattered into pieces, turning into black demonic energy as thick as pulp. Surrounded by the billowing demonic energy was a bone bead as big as a dove egg. It is the superior result of the demonic path. The demon's white bone relics. Blooming infinite magic light, exuding joy, anger, worry, sadness, fear, etc., and all kinds of evil thoughts. Just by looking at it, all kinds of illusions can appear in front of your eyes, and the sound of overwhelming sounds can be heard in your ears. If you delve into it, all kinds of magic secrets will naturally appear in your mind. For any practitioner who practices the demonic path, the demon's bone relics are a treasure that cannot be exchanged for any money. As long as you hold it in your hand and meditate on it all the time, it is equivalent to having a master teaching you anytime and anywhere, and the road to enlightenment will eliminate countless ups and downs. Su Junming glanced at it briefly, then pointed his swords together and slashed down in the air. The extremely sharp sword energy was like a bolt of cold lightning, instantly cutting the demon's bone relic into two pieces. With a shot in the air and a bang sound, the demon sex treasure that everyone wanted to obtain was turned into pieces. The remaining essence of innate demonic energy is indeed precious, but it is not as important as the skills and practice experience in the relics. But Su Junming has his own supreme way, and there is no need to practice this magical method that is inconsistent with his personality. He activated the yin-yang great mill and sucked in all the demonic energy. As for the ghost mother's soul, it was thrown directly into the Tiangong divine furnace and tempered with innate cold fire. Looking at the remaining 9 black flags and the ebony cards made with fairy materials, the naked sect is indeed worthy of being a 1,000-year-old pontiff. The materials for refining the treasure are all of the best quality. After flipping through it, he turned to look at Su Huang. Take out all the things you got from Jupanpo, and I will refine some treasures for you. After Su Huang nodded, he placed the 6-sided Swanyan divine curtain, the 9-handled blood flame fork, the mystic demon divine equipment, the red sunflower ball, the Rakshasa yin wind net, and various miscellaneous treasures in Japanpo's magic bag. One haul. Su Junming waved, and a jade box flew into his hand. Opening it, there were 3 golden books inside. 9 Heaven's Secret Demon Scripture. Naked Codex. 12 Heavenly Demons and Divine Laws. I remember it was written in Shushan that after Jupanpo was abused by her husband Zhao Changsu and his concubine, she ran to the gate of the Taicheng Mountain Demon Palace and cried. It coincided with the on-off period of the demon lord Sima Ling, who once every 720 years. He taught me the 3 true scriptures. I think it's these 3. I opened the 9 Heaven Secret Magic Manual and looked at it. This is a secret magic manual that leads directly to the realm of true immortals. All kinds of weird magic secrets opened Su Junming's eyes. Naked demonic skill is also a cultivation method. The secret techniques contained in it, such as the naked demon dance, the naked Rakshasa sound, etc., all need to be performed naked and upside down. Su Junming didn't know how the person who created this magic skill had such a fantastic idea. The mind of a monk is really not that big. After shaking his head slightly, he looked at the last part, the 12 demon gods' law. When I opened it, my brows instantly furrowed. Because the so-called 12 demon gods are exactly the images of the 12 ancestral witches of the witch clan. After reading the rest, Su Jun clearly understood the usefulness of this technique. Similar to Taoism, which has golden elixirs and talismans, Buddhism has Hinayana and Mahayana, and magic has different schools of cultivation. The Tao of heavenly demons, which involves worshipping and training the natal demons, focuses on using humans to control the demons. In the secret demon way, if you don't practice the natural demon, it emphasizes that I am the demon, and the demon is me. The representative skill of the secret demon path is the blood nerve, which involves giving up the human body and training oneself into a blood shadow. Flying is extinct, and the sword does no harm. These 12 heavenly demon gods are the method of cultivating the 12 natal demons in the heavenly demon way. However, if you want to practice these 12 gods and demons, you must use the essence and blood of the witch generals of the witch clan as the foundation, and the souls, flesh and blood of thousands of living beings as the material. It takes a lot of hard work to achieve it. Jupanpo didn't care about human life, but she didn't have the witch essence and blood in her hands, so she didn't use this technique to practice her own gods and demons. Although Su Junming has a higher level of great witch essence and blood in his hands, he does not bother to practice magic. What really surprised him was that these 12 heavenly demons and gods were 60 to 70% similar to the 12 wizards and gods he got from Huo Sang. Moreover, he had seen the 12 divine evil formation recorded in his disciple Chen Lin's Hunyuan scripture. This formation was originally the suppression formation of the northern demon sect. This formation is 60 to 70% similar to the 12 heavenly demons and gods. When did the Wu clan's clan-suppressing formation become a cabbage that everyone can practice? In comparison, Zhou Tianxingdu formation, Lianji Moat formation, Zuxian sword formation, these famous formations are not directly passed down, so there is no way to learn even a superficial knowledge. Looking at the golden book in front of him, Su Junming instinctively felt a strong threat. Shaked his head. It doesn't matter what it is, just don't practice. He casually put the 3 gold albums into Kongshanju's library. After looking at the remaining items one by one, if they can be used directly by Su Huang and his disciples, they will keep them. The extra magic weapons and spiritual materials were all taken away by Su Junming. 7 days passed, and the yin-yang great mill, which had been spinning endlessly, stopped. Su Junming, who was meditating and practicing, stretched out his hand and made a move. 3 light groups of light green, dark black, and gray black flew over from the shadow of yin-yang great mill. The light cyan light group contains the extremely rich power of the 7 emotions and 6 desires. This is a power derived from the souls of sentient beings, and is essentially a kind of divine soul power. After Su Junming took a look at it, he entered the human soul gate and became the basis for its future promotion. The dark black color is Shui Yin's Qi. A fairy-level ghost mother and 9 demon sons with perfect Yuan Shen. The Shui Yin's Qi refined in her body is extremely rich. It is a rare treasure refining material. Seal it for now and save it for later use. The last gray-black light group is the thinnest among the 3 light groups, but its tentacles are heavy and have a faint sense of sharpness. The earth is turbid. When the heaven and earth first opened, the pure and spiritual air of the 9 heavens was called heaven, and the turbid air of the earth was called earth. Suanmen Taoism inherits the 3 purities and focuses on cultivating the qi of the 9 heavens. As for the demon sect, it is rumored that it is the Taoist tradition passed down by the demon ancestor Luo Hu, and it mainly focuses on cultivating the turbid energy of the earth. The turbid air of the earth is the root, mixed with the energy of Shui Yin and the power of 7 emotions and 6 desires, turning into demonic energy. As for Buddhism, they took a different approach and used the pure spirit energy of the 9 heavens to mix with the power of the 7 emotions and 6 desires to develop Buddhist power. Because they all achieve enlightenment through the power of the 7 emotions and 6 desires, Buddhism has the saying that one thought can lead to a Buddha and one thought can lead to a demon. The reason why Buddhism emphasizes merit is because merit can best restrain evil thoughts. Su Junming's practice of immortality is a Taoist inheritance, which is also based on the pure spirit of the 9 heavens, that is, spiritual energy. The turbid air of the earth is of little use to him. However, there is nothing useless in the world. The turbid air of the earth is also a good material for refining treasures. After sealing it temporarily, he put the green gourd around his waist. With a thought in his heart, the palace treasure tree that had been suspended 3 feet above his head bloomed with aura. The Kongshanju Tiangong divine furnace was opened, and a blue aura flew out. In the blink of an eye, the spirit of a young woman appeared in front of him. This woman was about 16 or 17 years old, with outstanding appearance. Because she had become a demon, her soul was extremely condensed. Even though all the demonic energy was removed by Su Junming, the soul looked like a normal person without any sense of vanity. "Master, does this girl have a strong Taoian origin?" Su Huang said. Su Junming nodded. Through the bronze mirror, he could see a 3-foot-tall osmanthus tree in the woman's dantian. Although this osmanthus tree is small, it exudes a majestic atmosphere. With his eyesight, he could certainly see that this osmanthus tree was not a spiritual root, but a different form condensed from the extremely rich Taoian origin. "Are you excited?" Su Huang nodded and said, "She is also destined to me. I want to accept her as my disciple." It was obvious that she felt compassion. This is normal. Both of them have the experience of being the ghost mother of the 9 sons of heavenly demon, and Su Huang can understand the pain best. "That's fine. This girl is extremely talented. She will be taught by you in the future, and she will also be able to add another good talent to my Chongshan lineage." With a finger, some of the spiritual water in the creation spiritual pond disappeared, turning into a rich innate Taisa creation spiritual chi, which enveloped the woman's soul. Slowly, a bead the size of a basketball with a light blue aura shining inside appeared in mid-air. With a slap on the gourd on his waist, a blue spiritual flag wrapped in a long sword flew into the beads. Jellyfish Swanyan flag and I Soul divine light sword. The treasure that Su Junming obtained from Xiun Palace. The former is the 3 forbidden immortal weapons, and the latter is just a spiritual treasure. With a thought in his heart, the blue bead slowly floated towards Su Huang. "In 1 year, this girl will be born. Then you can teach her." "Disciple, obey." Su Junming shook the treasure tree in the palace, and 6 gleaming and gorgeous women's palace clothes were spit out from the heavenly furnace. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Become a disciple of Taoist priest 4 Eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 588. These 6 pieces of clothing were refined by me using Jupanpo's and Tisha's magical treasures. They are all top-quality spiritual treasures. They were given to Qingfeng, Yueqi, Zikan, Bagu, Julai and Yu, the untransformed one, respectively. Female disciple. Zhufeng is the ancient divine dove. After taking the Tai form refining pill given by Su Junming, he has now transformed. Although it is only Su Wang's sitting beast, he can still be regarded as a registered disciple. What's more important is that this beast has the bloodline of the 9 phoenixes, the ancient divine beast. As long as you practice seriously, your future is limitless. Disciple took them to thank the master. He waved his hand. "After all, I am also their master, so you're welcome." "Correct." Su Junming slapped the gourd on his waist, and a gorgeous women's palace dress flew out from it. Compared to the 6 pieces just now, this piece of palace clothing is shimmering with fairy light, and its spiritual power is nearly 100 times more powerful. I got this Shui Yun immortal clothes from Xiun Palace, and I will give it to you today. Although the baby was precious, Su Huang did not pick it up immediately. "Do you have 3rd senior sister?" "Your 3rd senior sister, under my guidance, has obtained 4 immortal weapons from the ancient immortal Ai Genzi of the Qin dynasty. There is no shortage of treasures in your hands. Take it." After stopping here, Su Huang reached out and took the fairy clothes. Looking at his 5th disciple, Su Junming shook his head inwardly. It is said that a phoenix never ends up without a treasure. As a member of the Phoenix clan, Su Huang should have the most abundant opportunities. But she does have a cold temperament. He stays in his dojo to practice all day long, and will not leave easily except to complete the tasks assigned by Su Junming or when his disciples are in trouble. Although there are many treasures in the world, they don't have long legs. If you don't look for them yourself, how can you have a pie in the sky? There is a limit to the phoenix's ability to not fall into a treasureless land. However, Su Junming had no intention of persuading him. It is difficult to change his personal temperament. Forced reversal may not be a good thing. Opening his palm, an ebony token the size of an adult's palm emerged. This was originally a token to imprison the ghost mother, and the materials used were also immortal materials. After Su Junming practiced it again, he naturally improved to a higher level. I have used the Jiamudeo method to practice 2 immortal forbidden orders on this divine wood token. When you have time later, use the Kesadagarba divine gate to remove the seal on it, and then let it pass through the weapon tribulation. Su Huang nodded and took it respectfully. Disciple, I would like to thank my mentor for the gift of this treasure. Su Junming nodded and changed the topic. Jupanpo and Tishu, don't kill them. It's not because you are soft-hearted and merciful, but it's too easy for them. Send them to your 4th uncle to live in confinement for thousands of years. By the way, they will contribute to the growth of our Chongshan world. Disciple, obey. Also, without Jupanpo and Taishu, the remaining members of the Kishan sect will not have anything to worry about. You don't have to worry about it for the time being. You must not go to the most magical palace in Taicheng Mountain. Su Huang frowned slightly, remembering the middle-aged man who came across space and called Po Japan Po Xiaoquir. Master, what kind of cultivation is true Lord Moluo? Even you are so afraid of him. I don't know how far his cultivation has reached. But just a clone has the combat power of a true immortal. Even if my strength has not broken through the true immortal realm, I must have been cultivating in this realm for a long time. Although your master and I are powerful in martial arts and can compete with ordinary true immortals, I am still no match for such a strong man who has been immersed in the true immortal realm for many years. But you don't have to worry. The Patriarch of Taicheng Mountain leaves seclusion once every 720 years, so it's still very early. Even if he comes out of seclusion after 2 decades, he will not be in the same state as he is now. By then, there will be no need to fear him. Su Huang nodded. She watched her master step by step until now, and it only took less than 300 years. 300 years is not a short time, but for a monk who has reached the pinnacle of the celestial realm with both martial arts and martial arts, this time is simply not too fast. If there were another 120 years, the master would definitely become a powerful person in the true immortal realm. I wish master to become a true immortal as soon as possible. Su Junming smiled and stood up. Okay, I've been staying here for a few days, and now it's time to leave. Oh, right. Su Junming reached out and patted Su Huang's head lovingly. To him, the 5th disciple he hatched with his own hands was like his own daughter. Su Huang, who had always had a cold expression, had a hint of admiration and attachment in his eyes. Don't hold on in the future. If you encounter an enemy you can't defeat, remember to send me the message in time. The reason why he was able to arrive in time this time was because Fu Qingfeng saw that something was wrong and used the teleportation array in his cave to connect with the teleportation hall in the palace's treasure tree, allowing him to instantly move from the Kangmang mountain millions of miles away. Got here. Only in this way can the Patriarch of Taicheng Mountain be stopped and Su Huang be saved. Of course, even if he didn't come, Su Huang could still escape with the help of the projection of the Celestial Elephant Gate. But this girl is too arrogant, and she is afraid that the possibility of fighting to the death is far better than escaping. Disciple remembers it. After patting her head, Su Junming's figure gradually blurred and then disappeared. Practice well. With the words still ringing in his ears, Su Huang showed a happy smile from the bottom of his heart. Master. After leaving Snow Phoenix Valley, Su Junming was in the air, looking at a mountain range tens of thousands of miles away in the north. After some hesitation, he did not go forward. With the bronze mirror, it is not difficult to find the Dakshan treasure house in Kongtong Mountain. But this Buddhist treasure house has attracted the attention of too many people, especially the Buddhist guys. With his current strength, he can suppress Tian Meng, but he cannot suppress the legendary number 1 divine monk, Zun Sheng. This old monk is the ballast stone left by Buddhism in the Shushan world after Xin Rushenu ascends to heaven. It's best not to provoke him for the time being. In fact, it doesn't matter whether the treasures in Dakshan's treasury, such as the Bee Talisman, the demon-conquering golden ring and the Ji Dao, are there. He believes that the treasures such as the Dingdi divine pillar, the Pantuo divine spear, the heavenly thunder drum, and the water and fire peak that he has made are no worse than them. Even better. However, he really wanted the golden lotus throne, the Western divine clay and the Bayou Buddhist scriptures. The former is most likely made from a fairy root golden lotus. Su Junming has a collecting habit when it comes to spiritual roots. The Western god Nun is an earth-based divine object, which can be used by the Dragon Emperor to practice the 5 elements of divine light. As for the Bayou Buddhist Sutra, although it is a Buddhist practice, it can be used as a reference to fill the shortcomings of the Chongshan sect's practice. Shaked his head. Let's wait until we break through to the true immortal realm before planning. A ray of light passed through the sky, and after 7 years, Su Junming returned to Chang'an again. The streets were bustling with people, and everything was no different from when he left. Walking to the street where Chongshan Academy is located, the scene of cars, traffic, and crowds of people came into view instantly. Although there were many people, there was no confusion at all. Nearly 100 male and female disciples wearing uniform light blue sword uniforms maintained order at the scene. It didn't take long, but it was extremely spacious. Outside the door with the plaque of Chongshan Academy, a very familiar scene from Su Junming's previous life appeared. One by one, the young children, carrying school bags and dressed as students, were handed over to their parents under the leadership of their respective teachers. Less than half an hour later, outside the academy gate after school, calm returned again. In 7 years, among the orphans adopted by Su Junming, those who were not qualified to become monks have entered society. They all have extraordinary martial arts skills, and are literate and have a certain amount of knowledge. Compared with those who cannot read a word, it is easy to earn a lot of money and become a wealthy class in the Shushan world. There is no better advertisement than this. Therefore, more and more people choose to send their children to Chongshan Academy, especially those from the poor. Especially with the news that the college does not charge tuition fees, students have free meals, and will receive silver coins for good performance, the news is spreading more and more widely. Not only families in Chang'an City, but even families within hundreds of miles around, drove their children in ox carts. What is strange is that no matter how many people are swallowed, Chongshan Academy is still the same size as before. Fortunately, no one's child has been lost. As time goes by, people get used to it. Su Junming disappeared and stepped into the academy. I didn't feel anything at the door, but when I passed through a moon gate and came to the front yard, the space in front of me suddenly opened up. The tens of thousands of acres of land look like the university campus of Su Junming's previous life. The carefully designed garden landscape is interspersed with a variety of teaching buildings. However, it is not reinforced concrete, but in the style of a palace with cornices and brackets. In the middle of this palace building, there are countless students wearing similar clothes, either cooking, practicing martial arts, or making friends. There are hundreds of thousands of them. The rules of the academy are that you can go home to visit relatives once a month. If your home is too far away, make your own decision. Even so, the holidays must be rotated, otherwise hundreds of thousands of disciples will be released at once, and no one can predict what will happen in the end. Become a disciple of Taoist priest 4 Eyes. Author, Dong Ren. Chapter 589. Su Junming divided the children into 2 levels, primary school and middle school according to their age. It's not that he doesn't want to set up a high school, but that children in this world reach adulthood at the age of 16. Even if he has free books to read here, many ordinary families are not willing to see a strong laborer idle here. Of course, there are exceptions, and that is the inner courtyard. Any inner court disciple can easily earn enough silver. However, the number of people who can enter the inner courtyard to study every year can be said to be only 1 in 100, or even 1 in 200 or 300 people. It is really difficult. Su Junming walked through the front yard and passed through a hanging flower gate. In front of him were tens of thousands of acres of space. The children here are obviously much older. This is the Zhonyuan, where the middle school he founded is located. According to his plan, primary school students learn the principles of life, basic knowledge of mathematics, physics, and chemistry, as well as martial arts to strengthen the body. After entering middle school at the age of 12, they have 4 years to learn survival skills such as planting, breeding, iron smelting, and textiles. If you have martial arts talent, you can continue to practice martial arts. Su Junming's Chongshan Academy does not train officials, but only trains ordinary people's ability to start a family and start a business and the principles of life. This is also a way for him to accumulate merit. Preaching and teaching is the most superior of all methods of accumulating merit. It's just that this method is slow to produce results, and there are very few people who can practice it consistently. In comparison, killing the evil demon was more satisfying. Then cross a hanging flower door and you will find the backyard. The backyard is the inner courtyard, which is tens of thousands of acres in size, and the aura concentration is more than 10 times thicker than the previous 2 courtyards. Although the place is huge, there are very few people here. Those who can enter the backyard are those with cultivation qualifications. The cultivation qualifications Su Junming mentioned were at least average. Only with the appearance of a middle-aged person can one have a chance to become enlightened. Of course, it's just a chance. If you don't practice hard, you still won't get the golden elixir. If you have low qualifications, if you persist for 30 or 40 years, you will still have a chance to achieve innate talent. But if this is the case, it is better to focus your limited time on enjoying life. Therefore, in the past 7 years, the orphans sent back by the disciples of Chongshan sect after encountering them on the road, plus the children of ordinary families within 1,000 miles around Chang'an, there were as many as 200,000 to 300,000 people who came to Chongshan Academy to study. But only 1,394 people actually entered the inner courtyard to study. Most are of intermediate qualifications. There are only 98 people with superior qualifications. And there are only 2 people with the best qualifications, that is, people with innate Tao bodies. One is Situ Minjiao, who has become a disciple of Jiao Shaoxin. Another one. Su Junming took a step forward and came to an antique, all-wooden classroom. On the 3-foot podium, 7 years later, Situ Minjiao, who was already 13 years old, was concentrating on teaching his junior brothers and sisters who had just started teaching. He looked so familiar that it was obviously not his first time to be a teacher. In fact, teaching is also a way to train disciples' sense of responsibility, and Situ Minjiao, who has reached the early stage of Jindan in 7 years, is completely enough to teach these disciples who have just started and have not yet established their foundation. After listening briefly for a while, Su Junming nodded slightly and turned his eyes. A little girl, about 6 or 7 years old, wearing a white robe unique to female students of Chongshan Academy and wearing braids, appeared in her eyes. By activating the bronze mirror, all the meridians in the little girl's body are connected, The danchan is wide open, and a small green tree floats in the center of the danchan. Obviously, she is an innate Taoist body with the wood attribute. However, there is a pink mist wrapped around its bones. Sure enough, she is innately charming. Although Su Junming was traveling outside, he left several incarnations of him in this academy. As early as when this little girl came, he noticed something abnormal inside her. Innate charm, translated as beautiful to the bone. When I was a child, I didn't realize that once the geranium comes and the charming energy is activated, it begins to subtly affect people's character. Let women become lustful and become what is often called a yin baby and a harem in the spiritual world. If you want to avoid this layer of harm, you need to completely eradicate this bone-deep charm. But the innate charm is born innately. Even if it is completely removed, it will grow back after a while. Unless the entire physical body is thrown away, but in this case, the innate Tao body will have no value. Shiyun. I want to see where this Shiyun comes from. It would be possible to sneak into someone with evil intentions. He has read the memories of every disciple in the inner courtyard. The person who sent Shiyun here was not an ordinary person, but a great monk who had achieved Yuan Shen. It's just that he doesn't know the other person. He reached out and grabbed it, and a drop of blood flew from Shi Yun's body into his palm. Although he has now used the heavenly secret divine ball to disrupt the secrets of the Shushan world, making it impossible for him to use the secrets of heavenly secrets, he still has many ways if he only finds people. After forming more than a dozen seals, looking for spiritual blood, leading the way. The blood in mid-air instantly turned into a small 3-inch long arrow. The arrow points straight south. Su Junming had a smile on his face. The devil is better at studying flesh and blood. This spiritual blood tracing technique was a technique he learned from a magic secret book, and this was the first time he used it. Shua, the light shot into the sky, and following the arrow, it quickly reached the depths of Zongnan Mountain. Looking at the beautiful valley below and the obviously extraordinary formation restrictions, Su Junming knew he had found the place. He casually swatted away the bloody arrows and was struck by thunder with a snap of his fingers. In an instant, there was a huge earthquake throughout the valley. A layer of light red translucent light appeared above the valley. Who dares to offend my spiritual valley? Along with the sharp shouts, a golden light shot into the sky from the valley. Soon, an old woman wearing a pale golden Taoist robe, holding a dragon-headed crutch, with chicken skin and white hair, whose beauty in her youth could be vaguely seen, appeared in mid-air. This person obviously knew Su Junming, and his expression changed instantly when he saw him. After a moment, he took a deep breath to calm his mind. The junior mother of the Golden Needle Shi Liun pays homage to the true monarch of Chongshan, the true monarch Shenyan. Our Lady of the Golden Needle. Su Junming's heart moved. Did you send Shi Yun to my academy? Exactly. When she saw Su Junming, Our Lady of the Golden Needle knew that she couldn't hide it, so she spoke out. Why? The younger generation was young and ignorant, and made many wrong things in the past. Later, he recovered from his mistakes, corrected his mistakes, and practiced diligently, so that he has reached the current state. In a few years, he will be able to become an immortal. It's just that I made a lot of enemies in my early years. If I ascend to heaven, my beloved daughter will have no one to protect her. I'm afraid something will happen to her. To be safe, I have the courage to send her to practice under my senior. Smile lightly. I'm afraid it's more than that, right? Our Lady of the Golden Needle hesitated for a moment, then gritted her teeth as she thought of the other party's superb cultivation. My beloved daughter is born evil and can easily fall into evil ways. The real person's teachings are strict and the disciples are good. Only under Kongshan's sect can she achieve good results and avoid following my old path. You are so smart, you took care of yourself under Chongshan school. Even if your daughter causes trouble, Chongshan Academy will protect her. The real person is serious. This junior has no such thoughts. I just want my little girl to have a positive result in the future. Please ask the real person to make it happen. After saying that, he patted the magic bag, and several spiritual lights appeared in his palm. These magical weapons are all obtained by this junior's hard work. If you ask the senior to accept them, it can be regarded as my little girl's apprenticeship. Look into her palm. There are 4 pieces, sets, of instruments in total. With a touch of the silver needle, there was a flashing black aura, a ball wrapped with beige aura, and a pair of scissors shining with red light. In the world of spiritual practice, the Holy Mother of the Golden Needle has an unparalleled skill in controlling needles. The 81 suan needles are the most precious treasure in the hand. The handful of silver needles are rich in aura, and they are obviously suan needles. It can make half of the old nuns take action to seize the treasure. The 81 suan needles are naturally powerful, and every silver needle is a top spiritual treasure. 81 roots combined into one, comparable to an immortal weapon. The rest should be the 9 rotary wheel, sky plague ball and double dragon shear. Our Lady of the Golden Needle is good at refining weapons and has many magic weapons in her hands. But the most famous ones are the suan needle, the heavenly plague ball, the 9-turn wheel and the double dragon scissors for treasures. Now she is willing to take out all the treasures she had at the bottom of the box. It can be seen that she has worked hard for her daughter. Although the 4 treasures were well refined, in the eyes of him who was good at refining weapons, they were nothing. Although the 4 spiritual treasures are good, they are not considered rare things to him. I miss your beloved daughter so much, and Pandeo will not blame you for concealing it. However, your daughter is born evil. Even if she studies under Pandeo, she will inevitably fall into evil ways in the future. The Virgin of the Golden Needle showed deep sadness on her face, and she knelt down with a pop sound. The true king has great supernatural powers, and I hope he can save my miserable daughter. These are all sins I have committed, and she should not be implicated. Real person, have mercy. Our Lady of the Golden Needle kowtows repeatedly. A man who has been cultivating for hundreds of years and whose soul is close to perfection is bending his knees for the sake of his daughter. In the spiritual world where family ties are weak, it is indeed rare. Su Junming sighed. He didn't care about a few magic weapons, but he felt this rare friendship. All right. After quelling the cry of Our Lady of the Golden Needle. The great Dao is 50, Tianyan is 49. Although your daughter is born with a sinful nature, if she can control it with great perseverance, she can also achieve positive results. Having been with my daughter for 5 or 6 years, Our Lady of the Golden Needle knows her daughter's nature best. Of course there is perseverance, but it is by no means extraordinary. Otherwise she wouldn't be as anxious as she is now. Real person. Do you have Yuan Yang spirit iron in your hand? Su Junming interrupted. Have. Our Lady of the Golden Needle quickly took out a piece of red spiritual iron the size of an adult's fist from her magic bag, held it up with magic power, and sent it to Su Junming. I wonder if these are enough? If not, I will look for them again. No, these are enough. The left palm holding the Yuan Yang spirit iron instantly burst into flames. The pale golden flame is the pure Yang true fire.